Good morning, everybody.
On.
We are here. Welcome to the first unnamed series of, what do we call this?
Yeah, live from the Blue Room.
Live from the Blue Room. There we go.
This is our event space, the Lightning Society. And right now we're not having many events here for obvious reasons, but we threw together this program in 24 hours.
Yeah. We just kind of saw that there's a need in the community right now of, there's a lot of uncertainty right now. There's a lot of stress, and we don't necessarily know what's happening. We obviously had events planned in this room even just a few days ago that have been canceled. So we're kind of going into it where we're trying to figure out where we can help with mindset and what does community look like in this time of uncertainty where we're told not to gather. And we just kind of figured we would throw this together and offer this community while we figure out how to move forward.
Yeah. So like Patrick was saying, the mindset is truly important right now because everyone's really stressed going through this time of uncertainty. People are feeling overwhelmed, frightened, whatever it may be. So we're going to kick off this series with just a meditation to help ground us and enter this kind of period with a more of a calm, focused mindset. And we'll do that with the meditation. And then what we hope to do is kind of grow the series with more content and tools around mindset, personal health, and community.
Yeah. And I went down a very personal development path this past year, and I think mindset is super important. And I think if we let ourselves, I've even seen myself go over it the last few days of getting caught up in these conversations, these stories either in our head or with other people around us. And then all that energy, like you can't get your work done because now we're in this space where we're just getting consumed by the media and all this stuff that we're talking about ourselves. We're not trying to push that away. We're acknowledging that it's there, but I think it is really important to center ourselves and make sure that we are really conscious of where we're putting our energy and our focus.
Yeah. So I think it's important just to acknowledge that we're all going through the same experience. So we want to give you some tools as to how to cope with that. So, we could be totally freaked out and frazzled, or we could enter the state of unknown with more calm, cool, collected, and some clarity. So we're going to get into, why don't we just get into it? So we'll start a breath meditation. And with that, and we could just kind of riff on where this series might be going. And we definitely want to involve you and co-create and reach out and see where we can add the most value. But first, let's just sit. So everyone is in hopefully a comfortable place in your home, could be in your bed, could be your meditation corner, whatever it may be. Just find a comfortable seat. You sit upright, but not uptight. Be comfortable. And close your eyes. Pay attention to the quality of the breath, the state of the breath. Is it slow and smooth and fluid? Is it choppy? Just notice what it's like today, right now, at this very moment. The quality of the breath changes hour to hour throughout the day, depending on what's happening in your head, your state of mind. As you pay attention to your breath, notice where you first acknowledge the breath. Is it in the throat, the nostrils, the upper chest, abdomen, belly? It's very personal. Just notice where you first pick up on the breath. And pay attention to the 4 parts of the breath. There's the inhale, There's a transition at the top of the inhale. There's the exhale. And a transition at the bottom of the exhale. Place your attention on that complete cycle of breath. Anytime an idea, a thought about the news, a rumor, anything that takes you out of center, just acknowledge that and bring your attention back to the breath. You can't stop the mind from thinking, but what this exercise is all about is keeping you from getting lost in those stories, going down the rabbit hole, and losing your focus. So just again and again, just bring your attention back to the breath. Now I want you to place your attention at the bottom of the exhale. Watch your breath travel down beyond the pit of your belly into that elusive place where the breath transitions to an inhale. Just place your attention there. I'd like you to just take a beat off of the exhale, make it slightly longer, slower, just a hair. Don't force it. Do that once more. Lengthen the exhale just a tad more. Follow the breath all the way down past the pit of the belly and just let the inhale happen. Just do that once more. Just slow it down just a tad. Anytime you lose your train of thought, just bring it back to this breath awareness exercise again and again. Just notice how you've created a much slower, calmer, smoother breath cycle. And notice the relationship between the quality of breath now and the calm in your mind, the slowing down of the activity of the brain. Notice that connection between the mind and body. This is a simple tool that you can use whenever you start to feel stressed, anxious, overwhelmed. This is a simple tool that you could take with you and use at any point throughout the day. We'll be challenged throughout the day as news creeps into our consciousness. We can't stop that process, but we can control how we react to it. Right now, more than any other time, the world needs us to be more calm, cool, and collected, and not frazzled and freaked out. So with the state of mind, we'll be able to help each other out, be a better service, be more present. If your eyes are closed, start to crack them open just a bit. Invite the light into your eyes. Keep the gaze soft, just like you're waking up in the morning. Try to maintain that quality of breath that you've established.
Awesome.
There you go.
Thank you, guys. Super cool. I think that's a very important way to start the day. I've thought about the first things that I do in my day a lot in the last year. And I think how you start your day is the most important thing, because if you don't center yourself first, then every person you interact with, every person that you see during that day is going to take on that frazzled energy or that calm energy. So we really have a responsibility, I believe, to get ourselves centered first before we go out into the day. So I hope that was cool for you all. And then,
and just remember though, that was what, 10 or 15 minutes, but that can be shortened to, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whenever you start to feel overwhelmed throughout the day. I always try to make it a point to put the phone down and just, center myself, and it kind of resets throughout the day. And we're overwhelmed with so much information these days. It's like almost more critical now than it has been in the past. So just a little tool, a little take-home tool that we hope you can integrate into your life.
One thing that, there was a day last year that I started just turning off all my apps that I turned off all the news apps. I don't get really that many notifications about news on my phone. We're going to get the news somewhere other way, right? There's no reason for our phones to be giving us that news 24 hours a day, every 5 minutes. It's just a distraction. And I like, where you put your focus is where your energy flows, right? So if you're always focused on that, the energy can't flow into your work and building. So I think it's really important to be consciously aware of where we're putting our focus.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, we happen to live in a place with 17 people. It's like a hub at the Lightened Society, and turning off your apps is great, but we've got everyone running in, and it's like a constant news feed.
We're going to get news no matter what. So
yeah, we're really it's like a heightened state around here.
We're kind of in like this little microcosm, right? And I've seen myself and other people in this house go down a path where we end up in a conversation for an hour about all the stuff that's happening in the world. And I think we're not trying to not acknowledge that, but I think it's really important to be centered, catch each other. Like, hey, dude, I got to get some work done. Or I don't know if we need to have a conversation about this for an hour. I don't know the answers yet, but we could put together rules and time to talk about things, and then also time to work. And that's something that I'm thinking about, is like co-working sessions. I know many of you guys are not living in a place like this and you're feeling more disconnected. So could we work together in chats and Zoom calls and things like that? We're really looking for this to be co-created with the community. What is it that we can work on together?
Yeah, so what we're thinking about is just the mindset, how to keep yourself sane in a crazy world is one thing. Personal health, the things you could do throughout the day to support your immunity system. We're going to be reaching out to a lot of experts within the community to hopefully just give you some tools and tips and content as we roll this out. And then the other thing is, what does community look like these days? Here we are at a place where we typically on this stage have 4 events a week. All that's been postponed, but this is a time when everyone needs each other, but we're told not to gather. So what does that look like? We're wrestling with that right now and trying to figure out how we can support the extended community without physically getting together. And we're really conscious about people who are forced into a situation of being lonely and afraid, and we want to offer support.
Yeah. So we have lots of resources here. We're going to be reaching out, like you said. Even some people that live here are really great at cooking and things like that. So we hopefully will be offering some recipes and ways to keep ourselves healthy. Like you went to the store yesterday and just got a lot of these great things that I'm not super conscious of knowing what to put in my body to keep us healthy during this time. So I hope we can provide more of that information to you guys.
I think it'd be great. One of the people on this call, Tony on the West Coast, is an amazing nutritionist. He's got a thriving practice on the West Coast. I mean, that's exactly the type of people we hope to, involve in this program as we roll it out. So we've only had 24 hours to kind of think of it. I think we put together just a contract. We also just want to keep it close to what we do, and not try to add to the enormous amount of content that's flowing around out there. And so what that is mindset, personal health, and community, and just keep it to, kind of closer to our expertise and our community's expertise and how we can add value.
Yep. And we don't want this to be overwhelming. We're going to end this in a minute or two just to get you guys moving on your day. But I am going to post this on our YouTube channel. So I think somebody said, I'd love to post this on my podcast site. Yes, I'd love that. We'll post this on YouTube and you guys can share this around, and maybe we'll even take the piece of it from the meditation so we can share that around. So tomorrow or later today, I'll be posting a type form so you guys can give us feedback on what else you'd like to see. And hopefully we can grow this into something where we're able to support each other, even though we're not told to be in the physical room together.
And this is all about co-creating. So that's the big part of it. We want you guys to tell us what you're feeling, how we could support, and we'll structure the content and the speakers and the topics around that, totally around that. Like, we're not professing to be the experts, but I think we have enough tools and a really extended community to draw from. So that's how we hope to approach this.
Awesome, guys. Well, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and thank you all for joining this. I think this is very special that all of you showed up here, and I can't wait to do more for everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining. Have a great day and try to keep it together.
See you guys. Bye.
Have her.